Introducing first out of the blue corner, training out of Costa Mesa, California, and representing Art of Jiu-Jitsu, Johnatha Alves!
Johnatha Alves representing AOJ, Art of Jiu-Jitsu, multiple-time Pan Am champion, the Berimbolo Master, makes his return to the IBJJF Flow Grappling Grand Prix.
Johnatha, a long time on the top of the ranks at the lightweight division, potentially the favorite in this division here today.
And his opponent, out of the white corner, training out of Camp Springs, Maryland, and representing Team Lloyd Irvin, Elijah Dorsey!
Elijah Dorsey, they call him Big Breakfast from TLI, makes his IBJJF Flow Grappling debut here in Austin.
Elijah, a rookie black belt, but has already had a great start to his black belt career. Took third at Euros just last month, on top of his double brown belt Pan championships.
All right, guys, let's take a look at the tail of the tape and see how these athletes square up. Johnatha Alves, 24 years old, 5'9", 167.4 pounds. Elijah Dorsey, 22 years old, 5'9", 167.8 pounds. All right, action begins. Johnatha Alves, blue kimono. Elijah Dorsey, white kimono. Johnatha pulls close guard immediately, beginning of the match. And you know, we talk a lot about Johnatha. He's been in the IBJJF GPs quite a few times now. But looking at his pre-fight interviews, he says he wants to really open up this event. He wants to show the Johnatha of the blue, purple, and brown days and just show everyone what he's made of.
And you know what? Watching Johnatha from his guard is pretty indicative of that. Johnatha, for the last couple of years, especially at black belt, has been mostly a pressure passer. But in his brown belt and purple belt and blue belt days, he was a dynamic guard player. So watching him pull guard is a good sign that he's going to really open up against Elijah Dorsey, who is a fiery athlete, an explosive athlete. So expecting to see a really high-paced match here.
Elijah Dorsey, known as a very well-rounded competitor representing Team Lloyd Irvin, on the attack of Johnatha Alves. And how much of a statement would it be if Elijah could upset Johnatha and win this match here, Corey?
Elijah certainly not holding back, looking to utilize this over-under pass or this knee over pass right now. Did not seem to hesitate very much to dive into that. But Elijah, of course, trains with a really decorated team out there in Camp Spring, Maryland, with Shane Jamil Taylor, with Malachi Edmonds. So he knows what it's like to train with the best of the best.
Johnatha Alves trying to fend off the pass of Elijah Dorsey. They were doing a great job using that flexibility. Elijah, that left leg staple on Jonatha's right leg, putting tons of pressure with that right shoulder, trying to stack Johnatha.
Next position, let's go. Elbows in. Go, 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 go.
Johnatha now getting that bite on the De La Riva there. Switching up now.
Good control of the leg from Johnatha too, switching to that pant grip, starting to really utilize that to off-balance Elijah, and really pushing hard with that right hand, trying to put Elijah's shoulders to the mat.
He was able to insert that left knee underneath, which is now circling towards the hip. What's super impressive, reminiscent of Andrasa's ability to just transfer to a good guard position, just without even like the blink of an eye. And Johnatha snuck that in, now using his right leg to try to elevate his opponent. Elijah doing a great job of fending that off.
You're right, Ricardo. Johnatha just stitching his guards together. He went from De La Riva to single leg X, then to butterfly half, and then into that kind of backside half guard.
Yep.
And now looking to potentially set up maybe backside 50-50 here, or a regular 50-50 to come up. We're in kind of a no man's land position though, and Elijah doing all he can to stay on top.
7 minutes, 13 seconds left in this match. Johnatha Alves, blue kimono. Elijah Dorsey, white kimono. This is AOJ versus TLI. Here in Austin, the IBJJF Flow Grappling Grand Prix, brought to you by Tezos. Elijah now looking to attack the leg of Johnatha.
He's got an early bite on a knee bar, but just not enough control of Jonatha's leg to really make that work for him quite yet. Johnatha, meanwhile, utilizing this as a sweep. All he's got to do is get his knees to the mat, and he will score 2 for that.
You can see Jonatha's left arm trying to get the collar of the far side collar of Elijah, or trying to get on top, trying to get that leg drag position. Anytime you attack the legs, you sort of are at risk to get your back taken. Jonatha's trying to get on top, trying to get to the back, but his opponent is just doing a great job of fending it off.
And Jonatha's right elbow position here, if you notice, he's kind of inching up toward the back with his elbow, walking towards Elijah's back. So Elijah does have to be really careful here at this moment, not to get any further into this position, and wisely drops to his back. But Johnatha now using it to stack.
And what I like about this match so far is this is not your typical Johnatha Alves match. You don't really see people attacking his legs like we've seen tonight. This would be an interesting strategy that Elijah's bringing to the table. He's got Master Donnie in the corner here, and you know he's got a good strategy coming into this. And you know, whether he's using it to actually try to submit or just trying to get a position to sweep and come on top remains to be seen, but I'm liking what I see about Elijah Dorsey today.
Yeah, Elijah is not coming in overly cautious, and you have to appreciate that against a three-time Pan champion such as Johnatha Alves. Like I said, one of the best in the lightweight division. But Elijah trying to make a name for himself this season in his rookie season and is not pulling any punches.
Elijah now pulling close guard, breaking the posture down, looking for a classical cross choke position there. Now trying to sit up over. Very rarely do we see this type of position. Black belts these days, you know, good, like classical jiu-jitsu, you know, trying to break the posture from close guard, looking to possibly get hip bumps or Kimura attacks.
The classics are coming back in style, Ricardo.
That's it. They always do.
I like, yeah, sir. Let's go.
Elijah biting that right arm of Johnatha.
Let's start with the punch. Let's start with the punch.
Remember, Tim Spriggs demonstrating a really strong punch choke with in this exact position. Use the left arm to grab the far side collar, right hand on the right collar, and push towards the neck if you can get it. But Jonatha's not giving him an inch to get that position there.
And what I really like to see from Elijah here is just the barrage of threats. We saw it when he was playing the top, but he's still just continuing to threaten Johnatha, trying the arm, trying the base, trying the choke, just non-stop action. And it's forcing Johnatha to have to move. So even if those threats aren't really there, Johnatha has to open something up.
Yeah, as Johnatha was able to get to the top position, he did score 2 points. We kind of missed the call there as we're trying to get all these details to what's happening in the match. But Johnatha is up 2-0 in the close guard of Elijah.
We're good. You can reach back, pull his
Again,
elbow out.
Elijah trying to continue to break that posture. It's such an important factor when you're trying to attack from close guard. You can't submit somebody if the posture is not broken. It's just too hard unless you have those super long legs like Nacheli Jesus.
Elijah opens the guard momentarily, trying to create some distance between Jonatha's hips and his own.
3 minutes, 45 seconds left in this match. Johnatha on top, fending off the attacks of Elijah Dorsey.
Next transition, look at getting his lapel out.
Johnatha is so patient here. He is under siege here a little bit by the many attacks of Elijah, but he doesn't seem to be reacting as if he's in much danger because his posture, his base is solid. So even though those attacks are there, none of them are very threatening.
Close guard
Absolutely.
is strong, Elijah. Let's keep our hips out.
3 minutes, 10 seconds left in this match.
Don't give it that knee in the middle.
Elijah Dorsey
Don't give it that hook. You're not
trying to
giving
go
that.
high with that guard there on Johnatha.
Johnatha Alves loves these grips too. We've seen him do this to break the close guard a lot, really climbing the lapels wide and into the armpit, and then driving his knee up the middle, looking to set up his classic passing game.
Let's get the tilt.
The legs are separated now. Jonatha's got that knee in between. Elijah now trying to make some space to possibly come up on a single, getting the half guard for a second there.
Elijah has to be really careful now. Johnatha has the underhook and that leg weave to right back over the top.
Beautiful passing attempt by Johnatha to the right side.
Great movement. Elijah just using his hooks to hold on, but Johnatha is climbing.
Give you the space you need.
Johnatha, beautiful swing with the legs to the left side, back in the close guard again.
Elijah, don't stop there.
We're seeing glimpses of the Johnatha that we know is out there, that has this amazing passing game, as you mentioned. Very reminiscent of what we see with Tynan Dalpra in his matches. But now, Johnatha's putting a ton of pressure, just shutting down that half guard of Elijah, just pinning his lower body and now just inching up towards the upper body.
Johnatha has such great movement, as do all of the AOJ athletes from the top position, right? Their passing is very movement-oriented, but when Johnatha gets chest-to-chest, there are very few heavier than him, especially at lightweight. He's such a good pressure passer once he's got inside of the legs.
Inside and underneath.
Here the professor of Johnatha Alves telling him, don't stop now, let's go. And Johnatha is just about to pass that guard. There it is, gets the knee, slides it past, and he's going to get 3 points.
Melts down, he picks up the 3. It is now 5-0 with 80 seconds left on the clock.
Look at the way that he progressed in that position, though, from being in the bottom of half guard, used those double underhooks with the collars there and just slowly crept up, got the knee in between, was able to slide through, and is now fully passed. Just a very dominant passing style by Johnatha Alves.
That's the thing. Johnatha, of course, is a veteran, right? He's a 3-year black belt, but he passes and he moves and he plays his jiu-jitsu like a long-time veteran. He is not overly reckless in his guard. He's very patient, knows how to slow down when he's playing from the bottom, knows how to slow down when he's playing from the top, and just waits for the perfect opening and makes it happen.
Less than 45 seconds left to go in this match. Elijah is down by quite a bit of deficit here. He's going to have to do something, but with that double under grip, that's got to be grimacing to be under the position there. Just both arms underneath, right under the shoulders there, and just dominating is Johnatha Alves continuously.
And you're right, Ricardo. Elijah is in a position on the scoreboard where he has to do something. But there's not a whole lot he can do in the position Johnatha's in, with that chest connection, with that ear-to-ear connection. There's nowhere for Elijah to go.
And just with double underhooks there, just holding the back. You can see Jonatha's grips are even to the back of the gi, right behind the higher, sorry, fumbling my words here, so much going on. But we have about 1 minute and 10 seconds left in this match. And
Johnatha picks up 4 points for good measure there, 15-0 as the time expires.
Yeah, I saw the clock incorrectly there, my mistake there. But time has expired, and Johnatha has won by a dominant performance here in this men's GP.
Your winner by points, Johnatha Alves!
Johnatha Alves with a dominant performance here of Elijah Dorsey, was able to secure several passes, racked up the points there. He got about 15 points.